Cars are a bad investment. They only lose value as they age, and the older they get, the more money they require to keep on the road. A lot of our lives take place in cars, which is why it's so hard to part with them once their lifespan has ended. Now, Canada doesn't have a Cash for Clunkers program, but a lot of charities offer vehicle donation incentives. Not only do you get a tax receipt, but the comfort in knowing that your car is helping another person's life. My 1997 Ford Escort has driven a lot of miles. Though, apart from a few freckles of rust, it doesn't look too shabby. But with big repairs looming, it's time to say goodbye. This is where most journeys end. But my car will live on, even though it's off to the wreckers. That's because I've decided to donate it. But first, the diagnosis.
It's like the operating room, yes.
Chris Smith of CATHCART Auto Parts makes the final call on whether a car is worth saving or scrapping.
And here's one thing right off the bat you're going to notice, see? These are your brake lines and fuel lines. See how the rest of your brake lines are getting under here?
Right.
So now to sell this car certified again to somebody else, it's already in your name, you're fine. But to sell it to somebody else, somebody would have to put new brake lines on.
After looking at some more troubled spots, he gives me the news. Just give me the straight goods here.
I think we should scrap it. But, however, if you want to be, if you want to reside, in a nice little home here for the next month or so, it could do that too.
I don't want to delay the inevitable, so it's one last picture before my car becomes a piece of metal. But even a scrap of metal is worth something. And in these economic times, it's all about finding ways to make a dollar stretch.
We get calls in also to pick up cars from a private individual, but the donations are definitely quite high, and maybe that's due to higher advertising rates, or maybe maybe they're advertising in more areas, or maybe there's just more. I believe there's just more cars out there, and people are looking for an economical and maybe a good feely way to get rid of them. And a donation is a good way, because basically you buy a car, when it's done, what's it worth?
Since mine is worth more recycled than repaired, I'm about to witness its demise. First, it's amputated, then bled dry of all fluids, followed by the removal of any reusable or sellable parts.
And that's your catalytic converter.
And then the big moment comes. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
And that's it. It's all over till it gets sent to Hamilton. You okay?
I'm trying to be strong, but there goes the last decade of my life. Though it doesn't really faze Smith. It's a cycle of life.
Yeah, I guess. You learn to become unattached to vehicles. You just go get another one.
This won't be my car's final resting place. The proceeds of its demise will go a long way down the road to my charity of choice, Teen Challenge Farm in London, Ontario, a faith-based residential drug and alcohol rehabilitation program for men.
Lives get transformed and changed.
It's not just lives that are transformed here, but cars. In fact, Teen Challenge has become synonymous with vehicle donations.
Well, back then, it was just finding ways to engage the public, to raise funds, and recognizing that other nonprofits were, in the United States, successful with the donated car concept. It's a very effective way of us recycling, reusing vehicles so that we can then turn that into opportunities for students to detail them, clean them, repair them, have a vocational training component to it, as well as then turning those cars over for income that then goes back into the program.
Okay, and an automatic or standard?
The program became so successful that it now fuels a good portion of the nonprofit's budget.
Going to help us?
And there are many ways of converting clunkers to cash, according to Steve Thornton.
Every vehicle has value no matter what it is. Like, you may think your car's a recycler, but it all has value, and it all helps out our program. We'll take that recycler. Some of them will be just sent right to the recycler, and we'll get paid for it. Other than that, other cars will be if they come back here and we deem them recycler, we use the fuel out of them for our fleet vehicles, so we haven't done that. Other things, the recyclers will pick them. We follow the price of steel, so the value goes up and down for the price of cars like that. We try to get the most out of every vehicle we can. It was 85%.
Though many of the donations are hardly clunkers and go an even longer way to help out. For those cars that aren't demolished, Teen Challenge repairs and details them and puts them up on the auction block. It's not only a way to fundraise, but retool the lives of students at the farm.
The best part of my job is seeing the different cars and actually being able to, you know, watch the students change actually as they, you know, beyond the cars is watching the students as they come in and how rough they are and everything, and how within a couple months they're totally different. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I really enjoy about my job.
And even though Bill's not getting paid for his hard work, what he's received since coming here is far more valuable.
Well, it's getting me used to what I used to do. You know, I stopped working on cars out there for a few years. I just was on drugs so much that I just couldn't even work, couldn't even function. So I love it. It's so nice to feel that I'm contributing to the farm, doing something that I know how to do and helping them.
The program runs for a year and has helped countless men get free from addiction and find a new way of life. In Bill's case, he's not only made friends, but rediscovered his love of cars.
I'm going to get right back into auto mechanics again, which I had lost my passion for, and now it's back, now that I'm sober, and I'm just right back in the groove of things, so I can't wait.
In the meantime, there's a steady stream to fix, some nicer than others. And while my clunker wasn't worth saving, I take some comfort knowing it's helping to save other lives.
Let's say ministry for clunkers. But we don't just want clunkers. See, I think you may see in today's segment that we've got some beautiful cars and some older cars, some classic cars, and it's really an exciting adventure. It's like every day it could be any type of car come on site here, and we get excited about being able to maybe auction a car for $10,000, and that's a huge investment for the ministry.
In London, Denise Lodde, 100 Huntley Street.